Hello, I'm Daniela. In today's slow stitching video, I'll show the process of making a flat fabric heart that you can tuck around the house for your loved one to find. I came up with this project because I wanted to make a heart that I could stick in an envelope and mail to my father who lives far away. This way, when he opens the letter, he'll have something unexpected and just a little trinket of something that I made. It doesn't take very long to complete this task. It's actually a really fun little project with just a few stitches, and you can vary the stitches to the stitches that you prefer and like. I use a simple running stitch to hold my heart in place, and then some pretty embroidery thread just to secure it to the heart. I'll use my favorite scalloped shears. They're like pinking shears, but with a rounded edge to create that design. So completing this project happens pretty quickly, and here's my process. So to create this little heart, I'm purposely trying to keep it as flat as possible because I like to tuck it into a little envelope or just hide it around the house to surprise someone. So it's very simple. You just find the fabric that you really like, and you can make this heart in any size. So I'm going to take this fabric because I just love these colors, and I'm hoping to get a little bit of the background as well. So I'll just take this fabric and cut a heart here. And I'm using the center of the fabric only because that's the portion that I like. So I'll save this piece for other projects. And now I have a heart, and I'm really pleased with this. So now I'll cut a piece of this backing fabric, and I cut it larger because I'm going to trim around it to get that interesting edge. And I just use scissors for that. But I'll just cut around, leaving a good amount of space. And then I just take my thread on my needle, and I'm just going to stitch a simple stitch all the way around the perimeter. I like to start on top on one side or the other, it doesn't matter. And it's just supposed to be a simple and sweet little gift, a little just prop really. So I'm just going to make the running stitch all the way around the perimeter, and I'll show you the results when I'm done. So once I have all my stitches complete, I can decide if I want to just knot the back and have it just like this, a little flat, just heart, or I want to put that little hanging tag, and I'm going to put this little hanging tag. So I'm just going to create another little stitch. So I'm coming out from the center of that heart. I'm going to go back in because I want to really reinforce it. Then I'm just going to hold this needle and thread off to the side because I want to just make my simple trim. Now I use pinking shears. They are pinking shears. They're just little scissors if you're not familiar with them. And when you cut, you can get this little zigzag edge, and it prevents the edges from fraying. Just gives you a little more time. But there's also other shapes and other depths of the scissors, and these are called scalloped shears. And they give a nice little rounded edge, and I just think that's very pretty for the heart. So very carefully, I don't want to clip this thread. I'm just going to tuck it on the bottom, tuck it to the side here, and I'm just going to gently clip around with these scallop shears, just eyeballing a rough distance from the heart. Continue going all the way around. If there's any areas that are a little wonky, I can just go in there and trim those up. Just being careful not to cut that little string on the needle. So once I'm happy with that, I'll take that needle again and make a large loop. And I'll come back in through the top. And I'll find the distance I want for that loop. So that might be a little long. And then I'll just come in here from the bottom to the top. I have the nice tension on that loop that I've made. I'll make a stitch leading back to the back of the heart, and then I'll flip it over. I'll knot it off right here in an existing stitch, and then I'll just trim it. And I'll trim my original stitch. So there I have this little tuckable heart. and the other ones to show. You can change the color of the thread that you use, the embroidery floss, as well as making multiple layers. You can really go to town with it, but it's just a quick little project that's really nice. And the beauty of it is I can just tuck it in a card and it just goes right through the mail. So that's how I make my flat hearts. They're perfect for sending through the mail, they're lightweight, and they're easy to use. You can even use scrap fabric to finish them. I like to make a bunch and then tuck them in little spots for my husband to discover them through the course of his day. It's just a fun little project. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for joining me.